Live from YMSL Studios, welcome to the Week 1 edition of the DougLESS Report. I'm your host, Bobby Moravia, with Max Sutton.
Good to be back.
And Max, an unbelievably gorgeous opening day on Sunday.
It was. You couldn't ask for better. Picture perfect weather. 65, 70 degrees, sun was shining, and it was a lot of fun.
Gorgeous day to be out on the field, but with that gorgeous day, we had some somber news today in the YMSL and Deal Softball League history in general.
Right.
A long-time friend and future first ballot Hall of Fame without a doubt. Robert Rednesser passed away.
Yes, today was 4/20, April 20th, 2016. Robert Red, better known as Red, we're going to miss you. You were at the funeral this morning. Great words were spoken by Rabbi Mevorach, who was a commissioner in his own right way back when.
In the early days.
Jackie Peaches Pachoto said a few words.
Another commissioner.
Yes, another commissioner. And Mr. Jackie Eshkenazi, Eshko, also got up and said a few words, all from their heart. Very well said. Red, we're going to miss you. As we know, it's the month of Nisan, like the rabbi mentioned. It's really not a month to eulogize. But being in the YMSL, you could say, and they said, Red was a legend. And you could say.
I mean, really, when you talk about Deal Softball, YMSL, I mean, the name Robert Rednesser, I mean, he played from 1976 till 2013.
Controversially, maybe, I mean, it's always a discussion. Everybody likes talking. Might have been the best softball player in the Syrian community history. Could very well be. I can tell you my memories. My rookie year was with Red on the mound. And as they mentioned yesterday in the funeral, he was a competitor, and he took pride in anything he did.
Yeah.
I didn't know him well. He came up there, and he was not a young man when I got to know him. Maybe my first year, he was 60 years old.
Yeah, I played with him in your rookie campaign.
We made to the World Series. In the World Series, up 2 games. I don't want to talk about the ending on that, but what a competitor he was. He was, till the end, amazing. Again, like 3 years after that, the man pitched a no-hitter.
Right.
At 62, 63 years old in the playoffs.
Well, actually, ironically, he played 2013 with the Dallas team, who up until the last day of the season was eliminated.
Was still in contention.
And that was at 65 years old.
So God bless him. Talk about a competitor and a man who took pride in what he did.
Nine-time champion.
Nine-time champion.
The most in Deal Softball League history.
I could say my memory in the beginning was he saw I had in my trunk catching gear. And I wasn't the catcher, but he goes, could you please bring those pads and everything? I want the catcher to wear that. Everybody sees the catcher with that. It'll give them like a fear. And that was part of him taking pride in everything. If it's going to be done, it should be done correctly. Do it right.
Right.
Get there early, do things right. And he was a legend. That was the easiest thing to say, Robert Rednesser.
I mean, a bit eccentric, but I think
of course.
I mean...
but you know what? He was friendly with everybody. He really didn't have a bad bone in his body. He was really friendly with everybody, stayed on good terms with everybody for the most part. Yeah. And I'm going to miss you, Red.
Maybe somebody will keep the trend up with wearing jeans till 98 degrees.
I don't know about that. That I don't know. And he was strong as a bull.
Man. He was an ox. He was, not only was a great pitcher, but a Gold Glove first baseman, probably the best first baseman.
It's funny, he was telling me he didn't really pitch till pitching became
you
had to throw fast and whatnot. And he said, "Hello, these guys, I could do that." He got on the mound and he was with the best of them.
He was nasty.
I don't remember much, but they said from when he was younger, he was the hardest to hit.
Yeah.
With that lefty hook
coming
in, it was forget about it, something impossible.
So definitely will be missed. And as a matter of fact, the league championship trophy is going to be named in his honor.
Wow! So it's going to be the
Robert
Rednesser Trophy.
Yes. And,
you know what? If not by him, who should it be?
I mean, who deserves it more? With his name on it more than anybody to begin with. But let's get to the action on the field.
Okay, on to the league again. Baruch Dayan Haemet.
Yes.
And condolences to all the family.
So that's family.
Now,
let's start off with Memorial 1.
Memorial 1
was a historic day. You're talking about great pictures.
Okay.
It was the return of A.B. Cohen.
Okay, so this field, talk about, you think week 1's going to be ho-hum, a couple of splits, a couple of sweeps, but everybody's okay. A lot of stuff happened this week. Now that we're into the league talk, my goodness, like Bobby just said, having A.B. Cohen back on the mound And without going through all the other drama that happened, A.B. Cohen back on the mound showed that although he's 56 years old, he's 56 years young. The man could still bring
I'll
it.
tell you, I couldn't believe how good he looked. He's not looking
I didn't
age.
see
He was in great shape, thin.
No, he's always in good shape.
I
spoke to people at the field. Maurice told me every pitch was fast on the inside corner.
Yeah.
He was bringing it. And he had control bringing it, not just throwing the ball fast. And that's what he takes pride in. And his ball was moving, and it doesn't hurt. Of course, it doesn't hurt. This team looks good early. Now, we knew defensively this team is phenomenal.
Yeah, we were the only skeptic we had was on their offensively. They had this week. They had actually, ironically, Jackie Eshko playing instead of Elliot Braha.
And I heard he played great.
Played very good.
Okay. But the amazing thing about that is I heard this Teddy Braha, Elliot's younger son, played a Gold Glove outfield.
Yeah, he actually played left field, which I thought he was going to play right. So I guess they put Sonny in right.
I don't know. This was hearing from Maurice. Maurice told me there was a shot. The kid made a layout, full body dive.
Yeah.
If that's true, and this kid's getting up and he's an athletic boy, wow, what a find for that team getting into late rounds. 12th round it was. So that's a steal. And having A.B. pitching with their defense, like we said, offensively is the question on that team. Unfortunately, onto the sad part of that field, Max Yadid, who the all-star pitcher himself on the other side, on Maurice's team, took a line drive from a player on the opposing team, from Gabe Abadi. I heard that ball looked like it was shot out of a cannon. Gabe really made good contact, and the line drive hit him right in the cheek from what I heard.
He was going into surgery today. Thank God it was in a spot where it was not his eye, it was not his jaw, it was like his cheek.
Right in the...
Broke a few bones. I think
he's going to be okay.
Cosmetic surgery, so...
I wasn't there, but from what I heard...
Yeah, I saw the shot.
He is so tough, Max, that he got back on the mound.
Yeah, he tried to pitch again the next inning.
He tried to finish the inning.
Then he got a little woozy after that, and then...
he had a concussion from what I heard as well, right?
But a miracle, and...
Thank God. I spoke to Max myself a couple of days ago, and he's tough as nails. He says, I'm going to be back on that mound May 8th. Nobody's stopping me. Nobody's taking me away. Now, I say, let's hold on. We have surgery.
Right.
Bizrat Hashem, and I think he will be back on the mound this year. Maybe they're going to have to miss Max for a week, maybe two. It might not be the end of the world. The problem with that is, onto the softball side of things, Maurice may have to make some type of trade just to get an Emmy Katz type or somebody in that ilk that could put the ball over the plate, because it looks like the team, Maurice's team, doesn't have anybody that really can do that.
Maurice actually came in, and for whatever reason, even though he's got a great arm, he's not comfortable pitching.
I don't think he wants to be there on the mound. Certain times, unless we can go back to the tip of Moses.
Right.
Moses is that floating man. He's on my squad.
And we'll talk about Moses a little bit later.
We'll get there, but maybe that might have to be the way. Now, we know that the A.B. Cohen team, that's Jackie Zolta, making Turtles great again.
Right.
They took two. They scored a lot of runs. I don't know how the runs were put up. I'm sure they hit the ball well, and they won the first game 10-3.
Right. But
I think once Max Yadid is out, the other team was down and out, I'm assuming. And they got a sweep. And, hey, a sweep is a sweep. And you take it any way you can get it. Max. But the question on Maurice's team now is how they're going to regroup. What are they going to do on the mound? I mean, this is.
I'll tell you. I mean, if there's any time to get hit, if it's unfortunate, it may be with a 2-week Passover in between. Could help a lot. So
for sure.
Now 3 weeks in between games. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he'll miss a week. So it was otherwise it would have been a much tougher situation. There are pitchers available somehow. If you can, maybe not pitching right now, but pitchers in general. There's a name, Ike Mavora.
So we'll get to the trade rumors.
And who knows? This guy's on the waiver wire.
Right. But so for the most part, when you look at teams, you'll try to look at the team and how they looked after week one.
Right.
You have to say that the Turtles team looked very strong after week one.
Big day by Sonny also. Sonny had 4 RBIs. Gabe Abadi had 4 RBIs.
Beautiful. Okay, so they put up numbers.
He's carrying a couple of hits.
Nice.
By the way, our former colleague Norman hit a shot that they're still talking about.
Beautiful. By
almost
the way,
a memorial too.
In practice, by the way, Norman's been smacking the ball. So he's been practicing. So that doesn't shock me really.
Yeah. So he's been good. And like we said, if they get any offense, they're going to be very, very tough to beat.
Maybe one of the best.
I mean, really, if he's going to put up 3 runs a game.
If AB's going to pitch again, again, it's week one.
Right.
And he might have had his adrenaline running week one, like that early in the race. You're running fast. Could he do it week in and week out? I think he can.
Right.
If you're asking me, I think he can. But that team we look good at now. To judge Maurice's team after the mess he went through, I think it's hard to gauge.
Yeah.
You want to look early, it doesn't look good.
Again, it was scarred after Max got hit, so who knows? Game 2 was...
to get a real gauge on him after week one. Week one, as it is only week one.
Right.
I think it was a little tough, but starting 0-2 with an injured pitcher is not a pretty sight to start with.
No. So he was, he was definitely working the phones afterwards.
I hear that. So let's jump on. Let's go on to the next field.
So now, should we shoot over to Memorial 3, which we had a classic matchup. A lot of Sackers involved on both sides over here.
It's a lot of fun.
You had Hit and Run, A.B. Sacker's team, versus Sack Attack with Jeffrey Sacker. And
without
Jeffrey Sacker.
Or Jeffrey was coaching third.
He was in attendance. And Moses Eastman on the mound.
Okay, so Moses on the mound. He said he wasn't ready. It's early in the season.
Big question is, when is he ready?
Okay, we understand. That is a question. But Moses did strap on, put on his glove, and got to the mound and took one, went to try to help Jeffrey's team. And I'll tell you, he said he loved Jeffrey's team. But I did hear that Moses got hit hard and often. And from what I heard, it wasn't many walks. Maybe he walked 3 or 4 guys in total.
Right.
I just heard balls were coming out of cannons. Shots were being hit.
A couple of things. Game 1, Sack Attack was extremely short-handed. Henry was serving suspension.
Right. Who played shortstop? Was it Stephen Shalou?
Stephen Shalou was playing short.
I heard very good things about him. Week 1.
I'll tell you one thing. So Jeffrey wasn't pitching. Ike Franco was MIA.
Right. Maybe till June.
So they played, and they had Moses at the bat. And had Sammy Sacker was batting his first time since 1991. So he was also the battery combination of Moses and Sammy Sacker was.
So talk about age and rust.
So that was. But if anything good came out of that, it's they really found a couple of guys that could play. One of them was Mars Gindi.
I heard this kid's
amazing, fast, and played great short center.
Good for him.
Had a couple of double plays, got a couple of hits. And Nathan Kushner played second base and got a few hits.
We always know Nathan could hit. Question is finding his spot in the field. I thought he was good in the outfield, but you tell me he played good at second. Good for you, Nathan. I'm happy you got your shot.
He played second. I don't know how good he was defensively, but great. Got a few big hits. Got robbed by Joe Cheer of a home run.
Wow. So now, game 1, that team was, like you're saying, shorthanded.
Yeah.
And it showed.
Yeah.
A.B. Sacker's team came out, and I think they won 10-3.
Yeah,
and they just hit the ball hard. One thing I heard Joe Chira was smashing the ball.
He had a home run.
Shot to the trees.
Actually, they ruled the ground was double, but it was hit the top of the
tree.
The
ball we had a couple of arguments with that last year.
Yeah.
But I heard Joe was really hitting the ball really, really well. That's very impressive. Played with Joe last year. Great teammate. So I wish him the best. And I heard the team in general, like you said, Jody LeBeau's.
LeBeau's had a big day, 5 RBIs.
Again, we said before the draft, this time around, A.P. Sacker went and drafted offense.
Right.
That's what he did. And it showed early. Now, was it, are you going to say it was against Moses? I guess we'll find out week 2 and week 3. But they did score. Yeah. Game 2, what I hear.
Before we go, Stephen Chalua also looked very impressive. According to Ali, he'll be a second, third rounder by next year.
Beautiful. Like we said, he was the fast track for Rookie of the Year. Right. So I guess after week 1, it does look good.
So now game 2, things did not start off very well for Moses.
So Moses stayed on the mound. And from what I heard, he gave up 7 runs.
They were down 7-0 very quickly.
Before you blink your eye. Well, we said the best pitcher on the field was probably playing center field.
Yes.
And that was Ali Marshall. Ali got upset, from what I hear, and he pulled off one of those alleys, I got to do this all by myself, which sometimes he does. And he went to the mound, and I don't think that hit and run team scored another run the rest of the way. Is that right?
They did. And listen, he comes in with some heat.
He comes in inside and fast. That's usually the way he comes in when he pitches. And he's a competitor.
It definitely put a twist into hit and run. They really,
It stopped them in their tracks.
Yeah, stopped the momentum.
It could be sometimes you have that 7-0 lead early and you think you're going to win and you sort of take the pedal off the metal.
So they inched away a little bit. It was 7-1, 7-2, and probably the biggest hit of the day came with 2 on and 2 out, and Sammy Sack was at the plate, and he wrote
Sammy Sack
on the first pitch. He was sitting on he figured he was trying to get ahead of him because he walked in the previous time. So he figured he was going to get a meatball the first pitch. He got one.
He saw and he ripped
smashed it to the right over the second baseman.
A.B. Zach himself told me the ball was ripped, and it was a really good hit, and tips his cap to Sammy.
Made it 7-4.
Great job, Sammy. This is the person everybody says, the 13th player, and the man
you got to give the guy credit. He fought 2 games.
Good for him.
He was definitely...
we love Sammy. All the good he does.
Yeah.
And God bless
so that was 7-4, and then they inched away, and actually at a interesting scenario, that the game-winning hit, walk-off hit was none other than...
Well, I'm sure we can all hear about it. Was it Michael
Sabon?
I heard before that Henry came up to the plate, and Henry hit a smoking foul ball first.
Yeah.
And then again, ripped the ball. There was a runner on first, down 7-6 with 2 outs.
Yeah.
So I heard the first at-bat of that inning, this is usually how these innings start, was a ground ball to the infield that was booted, that was errored by the infielder. And that's when usually you go, uh-oh. But A.B. Saka, being A.B. Saka, got the next 2 guys out easily. There was 2 outs, runner on first, up by 1. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got Henry Shallum, Ali Marshall, and Michael Solomon.
Right.
No cakewalk. But Henry, I heard, ripped one down the right field line for a solid base hit. And I don't know. I mean, it's softball, again. For that run from first base to score, you have to hit the cutoff man well. And maybe they didn't. And I heard Shalou was on.
Well, it was probably a double, not because it was a second.
Double?
It was a second. You ended up second because the whole thing
But the runner scored, right?
Yeah.
The runner scored from first, which is a speedy
shot.
Shalou.
Gap, yeah.
So it might have been a gap shot. I heard it was down the right field line, and then I think I would imagine they walked alley. I would imagine,
which is a no-brainer.
Okay.
To pitch to
and Michael Solomon hit a hit between short and third. Not usually Michael Solomon's sweet spot to hit the ball. It usually goes up the middle to right. But I heard he put a ground ball between short and third, and Henry came around to score, and that was it. They celebrated and won. A lot of fun. A fun way to win the first game of the season.
Sabon is probably going to find himself in that situation an awful lot this year, so he's really going to have to deliver, and he'll probably be the key.
It's funny. People say Michael Solomon at this point of his career, one of the reasons he goes later in the draft is because he's a singles hitter at this point. Because the balls don't go all over the heads, and
so does his mouth.
And he's not speeding fast anymore. But you know what?
When you have runners, he's still a major threat.
That's right. When you have even a runner on first, he's a hitter, and his hits tend to have players go first to third. He always finds the right spot. He's still a great hitter. So Michael Solomon, congratulations with the game-winning hit. And they, I would say, both teams. I'd say Sack Attack was a little happier.
Oh, are you kidding me? Right? A.B. Sack probably had a 2-0 start penciled in.
Right, they thought they had it.
I mean,
a split is a split. They're not upset about it.
No, but you got to for them, it's like sweeping. I mean, that's a major bullet to dodge.
And I heard very good things about the Sack Attack team. A.B. Sacker's team, speaking to countless people, they were impressed with that team. They said they liked the way they looked.
Yeah.
And the Sack Attack hit-and-run team, A.B. Sacker's team themselves, we see they have an offense.
Yeah.
And like we questioned, was their infield defense was going to hold off. So,
Joe Shearer, a big day also for RBIs.
Jake Dweck, I don't know if he hit, but I heard he played great in left field. It's not shocking.
So now the big question with that team is going to be Jeffrey's health coming back. If he's going to be able to go. But again, you have Ali. That's a great matchup to have.
He's an option.
And,
I can never imagine.
They put Elliott Zach in center field.
Right, but I can never imagine Jeffrey, when it comes to crunch time, sitting on the bench just watching. Knowing Jeffrey, his competitive juices are going to get him back on that
especially if Ali pitches a couple of shutouts. Might move a lot faster.
It's funny. I remember last year when we had a game, one guy came on the mound and just threw like a shutout inning. And Jeffrey went, "Are you kidding me?" Jeffrey was at the end of the game taking a break. I think he threw 2 shutouts after that. You get Jeffrey's competitive juices moving, and that's when he's at his best. So I'd be shocked to see him off the mound. Looking forward to seeing him back on the mound. Want to see Jeffrey in full health. But good to see both teams with a split.
No, it's good to see that that some of these young kids stepped up.
Right,
to play Schneider, Morris, Gindi, I'm happy to see.
It's great.
And so that's
it's not the old guys.
No.
It's always an ever moving league with new young players coming in. It's great to see.
And also, A.B. Sack reported that Brackett played an amazing first base.
Yes, I heard he was great. I heard even practice he's throwing 2 balls at a time.
Yeah, so
guys loved it. He was great.
He might find his position.
He was happy, and he was really happy about it. And he looked good at the plate as well. I heard.
Yeah. So like we said, Sack Attack probably extremely happy with that result.
And A.B. Sack gets the split, feeling out his team. On to the next field.
Let's go to another big game at Fireman's West.
Fireman's
None
West.
other than
That's my team, right?
Mac Sutton's band on the run.
I always get confused. West, East, which side?
That's why we have to put playground for some of those people that don't know where East and West
I don't know.
is.
I'll never register for me. But yes, Fireman's
Mac
West.
Sutton's band on the run versus Motley Crue of Jack Jamal, who was
He was in
overseas.
China, right? But
And really, you were a little surprised, but Erwin Cohen wasn't there. You
yes,
didn't know that.
we didn't know that. I would say you'd think our team should take two, but you know what? Their team, that team that we played against, played well. Yes, they were missing Erwin Cohen, but they had a very, I would say, compatible outfield.
Right.
And Ralph Sutton on the mound, just to jump in. Game one, I don't know if it was Ralph Sutton, if it was our rusty bats, but we didn't hit a lick. My team, game one.
Yeah, that was a very quick game.
It was a very fast game.
3-1.
Ralph Hannon pitched unbelievable as well. The game was final score 3-1. Not much to talk about. It was just a really well-defended game on both sides. I would say, and our team said it, as much as we didn't hit, we were smiles on our face because we saw going in we have a defensive team.
Yeah.
Thank God. My
So
team
who was
did really
center field for the Motley Crue?
They ended up having Nathan Zolta in center. Who's
Oh,
been in center field
okay,
in the
played
league
center field.
for plenty of years, and he looks like he's in shape.
Okay.
He was hitting the ball well as well. But, again, they held on. They had Marchand at shortstop, and the Bulls find him. The guy is, I don't get, he gets better with age at defensively. Yeah. And give a big shout out. Jimmy Malak played a really, really solid defensive second base.
Jimmy Malak is a trimmed down Jimmy Malak. Lost about 30 pounds.
He was skinny last year. I think he got even skinnier.
Yeah.
But he played a great second base. Maybe he had one throwing error on the day that didn't affect anything.
Yeah, he might have found his position.
But, yeah, he got to a lot of balls. Back on pop-ups. He made a couple of nice sliding stops on ground balls. He played a great second. Their defense, this Motley Crue team, has a solid defense. Stephen Batesh at first is amazing. David Rischte played a really good third base.
Oh, really?
Yes, very impressed.
He
got tested. Eddie Michon hit 2 solid shots, and David made really nice plays on him. He played really good. Morris at short, you don't need to talk about. Goes without saying. And Ralph Sutton, game one, throwing strikes, held his own. He really did well. I was going to say, is it my team being a little rusty game one? Maybe and maybe no.
Yeah,
but
you got to be happy for Ralph Sutton. He struggled the first couple of years.
Right, he came out. It looks like he has a team he's happy with.
And he looked good also.
He did.
In shape,
he looked in shape. He was pitching the ball hard. Game one, again, and I'll say on my team, defensively, we were missing David Farka. He was serving his
suspension
game one suspension. So losing that bat in the lineup.
Who'd you put in left field?
We had Nathan Towell in left field.
Oh,
we put Nathan left, and we had Ralph Matute in right field.
Oh, so you had
defensively, it didn't hurt us at all. The game-winning hit, I will say, Michael Rischte came up first and second and 2 outs. It was a 1-all game. And Michael Rischte hit a line drive to left center field, and Nathan Towell made a diving try. The ball did hit his glove. I thought it went in, to be honest with you, and then it came out, and that was a game-winning hit. And that's where they scored their second and third run, and that was it. That was all she wrote.
Now, Michael Rischte actually played right field.
Yes, he played right field.
A little rusty out there.
A little bit. We tested him, and it helped us. But for the most part, that was game one. 3-1. Tip the cap to them. They played good defense.
Big day. By the way, let's mention A.B. Cohen played phenomenal.
So I was going to get to that.
Phenomenal.
On my team, so that's why I want to get to game two. Because game two, my team was set up the way we want to be ideally. David Farka back in left field. Of course, ABJ in center. And Nathan was in right. He's going to split time with Ralph Matute there as well. Boy, did A.B. Cohen. I don't know. He said he's working out, but I think he had 3 triples, 2 singles,
5 for 6,
with a double and a walk. The man came to play. Center field, I always say, I don't even have to turn around. And he made a couple of great plays.
Right.
A couple of bombs to right center. He tracks them down like they're just like eating a can of corn. But unbelievable. And he came to hit the ball.
Which was all knock on him was always offensively.
It looks like he's coming into his own.
Right.
It's week one, but boy, did A.B. come to play, and he's the best teammate. David Farka, known for his bat, and he had a big hit, a big 2 RBI hit. He only had one game, he only had 3-4 at-bats. But I think he threw out, and I'm not exaggerating here, 4 batters in one game.
Really?
He threw somebody out at the plate on a tag-up play.
Wow.
He threw somebody out at third. Shocking. What a throw to third base to Nathan Batesh. Threw a man out at first base. He deked the runner, and Sammy Towell, being on guard at first base, took the throw, and he tagged the man out going back to first. And it was 3 putouts.
Yeah, I saw that. It was
but David Farker came to play, and having him in left field, boy, is that a pleasure. We're having a center fielder in left field, tracking the balls. He played great. Game 2, we were down 5-2. Losing game 1 and being down 5-2.
Wow.
I'll tell you, we're a team that doesn't panic, which is a great thing. We have a bunch of veterans, having Eddie and Nathan and Sammy there. Everybody was still in good spirits. A.B. Cohen got a big hit, made it 5-4, triple. I think Eddie Michon brought him home and ground out. This was like the 5th inning.
Oh,
Sixth inning. Yeah, it was late. 6th inning, tied up. We took a 6-5 lead, and then we just took off from there. Our team ended up scoring another 5-6 runs, and we went on to win 11-5. Yeah, so Ralph Hannon pitched great on the day. He had one hiccup inning in that second game where there may have been a walk or two, but we got around it, and defensively we held that damage. We minimized it, and we ended up taking the game. I was very happy with our team split, and I think the other team was very happy to get a split as well.
Oh, sure, especially not knowing Erwin Cohen.
Right. Listen, they were up 5-2 in the 5th of game 2.
You really expect to win.
So they wanted to win that game, but I think, like you said, them missing Erwin Cohen. My team, after losing game 1, you win game 2, you're always the happy one.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Just the way it works. You win game 2, you're smiling in your car. Especially after week 1. Nobody wants to go down 0-2.
Right.
But I was very happy with my team. I love my squad. I love the camaraderie of the team, the mix of old and young, veterans and speed. We have it.
Big day for Nathan Zolta, also 5-6.
He was ripping the ball. It's funny. He's known to go the other way now, but I think all his hits were down the left field line.
Oh, he started back to pulling?
Yeah, he pulled, but he was getting on base. I think he saw what was working. Jimmy Malach, I think he hit okay. He had a nice RBI hit. Takes a lot of pitches. I'll tell you that. But
Eddie Michon didn't really hit, so you guys didn't...
no, Eddie didn't have a great day at the plate, which was fine. It was week 1. And Sammy Towell, game 2, I think, had 3 hits. And he bombed one to left center field. Was it left? Yes, left center field for a triple, getting around the bases.
Wow.
Yeah, that was nice. Running fast. We have a couple of this kid, Ruby Shalou, who played catcher for us.
Twin brother of
Steven. His kid could hit. I think he had 3-4 hits. I don't remember the stat line, but the balls are coming off his bat nicely.
And where did you have him?
He played catcher. He caught, and he actually caught 2 games. He tagged 2 guys out on the day. And nice guy for Ralph to have there. Nice athletic catcher. Very good to have.
And how about Joey Cohen? I saw him running around the bases. Made a dot.
This kid can move, sliding in. I'm very excited to play with this
first slide.
He played short center field game 1. Played a flawless short center. I think he had 1 or 2 plays.
Yeah.
And he could swing the bat. And I'm very excited to have him on the team. Yeah, he's a good base runner. We're going to use him for his legs. We need his legs because we don't have so many young, so we need that. But again, and Eddie Michon is going to come around. Yeah. Nathan hit the ball okay. I was very happy with the team. And Nathan Bitesh at third base, of course, is great. He actually took a shot.
Was he hitting leadoff or no?
He batted leadoff game 1. Game 2, I think he was using the facilities, so we ended up batting him 2. Okay, so that's how it happened. That might end up being what happens. We'll see how it goes. But I'm not a big caring about the lineup. Everybody gets their at-bats, and everybody finds their spots.
All right, so you're happy with that. Let's shoot over across the way to Fireman's East.
Right, so talk about stories.
Fireworks.
Right, talk about stories. We left the stories for the end. Going into the season, we said, just to jump on it, the team of, I forgot the name of the team now, it's Red Sox.
Red Sox.
As Jackie Towell's team. One of our questions we had is having all those same players on a team that was a little volatile last year, is it going to happen, is something bad going to happen? Well, I think it didn't work out that they played maybe the best-looking early team.
Right.
That doesn't help. We'll get to there. But talking on them, I think Elliot Bitesh is we said was going in, putting the lineups up.
He was actually doing the captain duties.
The captain duties.
Which was fine. JT picked the team.
Right. Jackie likes taking his seat back when it comes to that stuff anyway. It didn't work out well going in. I don't know. I heard there was a couple of headbutting situations. I don't want to get details. But I heard that the clubhouse wasn't happy on the whole.
Right.
And as you see, we know they got swept. They got swept against a team that came ready to play. Jacobati with Chucky and Mikey Shalom on the mound. Right. And from what I hear, they're the early favorites.
I've said before that I love their mix of youth and veterans and Chucky leading them and a guy like Mikey who's a tremendously
he's a horse on the mound.
To me, they were the best team. We had the only question Mark Braha had short, but he answered those.
He looks good right away. I didn't even think that was a question. Now, what there is, talking to Dr. Abadi yesterday a little bit, Louis Batesh did pull a hamstring week 1. Now, that may sound like something small, but he's a cog in the infield. He's either playing second or third base on this team.
Right.
Or even short center. I mean, that's an important spot. So that could be something. Age on the infield we spoke about early. Could be a question. Albert Roditi continued where he left off. I heard he hit a bomb. Mark Braha, I heard, hit a bomb. Continued where he left off. And Harry Braha, I heard, looked really good.
Looked very good at third base.
He looked very good. Mikey on the mound, there's not really questions there. We know what he's going to give you. So they look like a strong team.
Who's the outfield, the left field?
They have DK.
Oh, DK.
I don't know if he hit or not, but he plays.
So their outfield is absolutely phenomenal.
They're great.
Fast and anything. And then Gamal at first base, probably is best suited for him right now.
He looks good. And he's an athletic guy. He's going to figure it out at first base.
But the crazy thing about both games, even though the scores look lopsided, they were tied going into the 6th inning.
Is that really?
Yeah.
True? So close games.
Yeah.
Shows you that team that's 0-2, that has headaches in their clubhouse now. And I heard a lot of trade rumors. You mentioned that teams need pitchers, and this team may have 2 or 3 pitchers on it. There's trade rumors just for them to look shaking things up.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw out names because I don't know if people know, but
I'm getting 3 in the morning.
Actually, I'm getting phone calls for trades from captains, and I hear it just being involved. Again, I don't want to shake anything up, so I'm not going to mention any names. But there are trade rumors now. Naturally, early in the season, there's going to be trade rumors. Right. Sometimes it's not even a bad thing.
Usually, the problem is anytime you get swept is if you had, if they don't like the way Elliot Patesh is running the team and they swept,
it's okay.
Anything, so.
They always say, what disguises bad clubhouses? Wins.
Yes.
Okay? If they go ahead and they win 2, coming May 8th, everything's going to be all hunky-dory. That's how it works. Even that team last year, they went on a 4-game winning streak. Everything was great, and then it went sour.
Now the problem, we don't know who's running the show over there.
So that is a question.
Major chaotic situation, so I don't even know if people would make a trade. I don't even know
who are you talking to. Is it JT?
Who has authority to make a trade?
Right, I hear you. So that is a question. I wish them well. We always want all competitive teams, and we said going into this year, it looks like every team is competitive. There's 2 0-2 teams. One was, I'm not going to say due to only Maxi Deed's injury, but Maurice's team has thinking to do now. And now this team, the Red Sox team, Jackie Towell's team, I'm going to call it Jackie Towell's team for lack of knowing what to call it, has some thinking and figuring out to do. Again, on the better side of things, congratulations to Jack Abadi's team. They look strong. They really look strong. They got a lineup. The question was the infield defense. It's still there. And now with Lewis's injury, the question is there.
But where Lewis is playing what?
I think he started at third.
Okay, but Harry Brock can fill that in second.
Right, but then Lewis is going to have to play second base.
So who's if they don't have a second baseman?
I don't know. I think their 12th round pick was Cesar Salama. Maybe he can do it, but it's a question.
I guess
there's no other. I don't recall their.
They had David Simon actually.
David Simon was playing up the middle.
Up the middle.
He's playing short center field. So I mean, there's no holes in the YMSL over here. YMSL, there's no such thing as hiding a guy.
Yeah, no, they'll find it. The ball will find it.
The ball will find. Short center field is just as important as third base in our league. It's just the way it works. So that's something. I mean, hey, there's no team that has it.
I'll tell you one thing. Here's a solution. Maybe I think Gamal could play third base, and you put
that could be first. Yeah, that is a thought. And Albert Gamal did think about playing third a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
He did. So that's an option. Maybe they'll go there. We don't know. We'll see how it works. But that team looks great. Their bats look phenomenal. And let's see how they go. I mean, always that early team. How often do we have 8-0 starts, 10-0 starts, and that's the team that. For some reason, it just doesn't happen at the end, right? It's always that team that gets hot. So that's something they might have to look at. Let's stay on pedal to the metal the entire time.
So really, everybody's got questions going to week 2, and now the break in between. Teams could sort of work out
trades, make things happen.
I
mean, sometimes it's hard to trade guys that you're friendly with and you all smiled and laughed with, but again, everybody's friends.
The problem is when they know Maurice Haber is in dire need of something.
Oh boy, you're gonna try to get fleeced.
Not exactly the easiest guy.
I mean, at the end of the day, Maurice may just muster on his own. He might just really talk himself into being on the mound for 1 week. And maybe he's thinking, let me try to get a split with himself on the mound. I could see where he's trying to do that.
It's ironic in a year where
kicking
Jack
the mound
Malabé not around.
There,
This guy Meyer Safdie, there's out there. So Leo had a rough return. Leo Cassin, his first week back.
Yeah, but like you said, the games were tight.
Yeah, they were very tight. They were both very tight.
4 up in the 6th. He didn't pitch that bit. I mean, maybe he got teed off at the end, but and I don't know how his defense did for the most part. They have a great outfield with
they're phenomenal outfield.
JT and Leo Pichotto.
The problem is the right side of their infield is.
They have to figure it out. Sifu Marshall is not in the league now.
Well, we actually have to announce a return and a retirement of the same player in the same week.
Was that Richie?
Yes.
Okay.
Richie Brock returned for week 1, and he announced his retirement. He wanted to retire in the Red Sox uniform. So,
that could be.
Signed for a 10-hour contract. So
it's good to have you back for the 5 minutes we had you, Rich. The league would never be the same without you anyway. And I wish that team luck. I think they'll figure it out. I'm curious. You know who they're playing next week?
No, I don't really have it offhand.
Okay. I know I play A.B. Cohen's team. That's just because I know my...
that's a big game.
Yeah, that should be fun. But, I guess, inshallah, everybody have a great Pesach.
Great holiday. Great holiday. I hope everybody, Max Shadid returns healthy.
Yes, fully healthy.
Jeffrey Saka comes back healthy.
2 pitchers. And everybody rest up. Of course, that first week, everybody, I'm sure, woke up the next day extra sore.
Yeah.
So now you have that chance to get your body acclimated. And looking forward for more
exciting good weather from now on until the end of the year.
Inshallah. I hope so.
And thanks to everybody. And Max,
enjoy.
Great job. Great.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Enjoy Florida, Ibiza, Puerto Rico, Brooklyn, Ordeal, wherever you're going to be. Enjoy the holidays. Smile away.
All right. Thank you very much.